peoples of the worldwide federated internets. What's good? We definitely have a deficiency in this day and age. The deficiency is probably not what you think, and probably what you think I'm talking about, I'm not. But anyway, let's get into this. So, what am I talking about? What I want to get into? We have a deficiency of, I want to say morality because that's what it is, but also perception, how we see things, how we view certain things. Why is it seen as a macho thing, like a manly thing, for you not to settle down? That seems like a common theme nowadays. Like it's a macho thing for you. I'm single. This is macho. I'm not getting myself tied down with no one. Where did that thought process come from? Where did that ideology come from? I contend that ideology comes from exactly what you think I'm going to say. It comes from a worldview that's definitely not a Bible-centered worldview. Look, for those who don't know me, my opinions, my beliefs, my thoughts are based on the Bible. Now, I get it wrong. I've been wrong on what I thought the Bible taught, and I've been corrected, and I've had to go back into the Bible and figure out that, oh man, I thought this, but that's not the case. But my worldview is definitely a Bible worldview. It is what it is. So I wanted to go over a verse, and I wanted to discuss something. So let's see what this verse is. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. The Bible says, marriage is honorable in all. I was about to add a word that's not there. And the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. Now, I'm no theologian and I'm no scholar, but I do like going back to original words from the original text and seeing what that word meant and what was the tense of that word. And it's a lot easier now to do this than ever. I can't remember exactly what this app is called that I use on my Mac, but it's a Bible app. It has a Strong's Concordance in there for those who've never used the Strong's Concordance. What it is the original text. It has all of the words from the Hebrew for the Old Testament and the Greek for the New Testament. And those words have numbers, and you can go to that number from the English language Bible and go to that word in the Strong's Concordance and see what the original word was in the original manuscript. So this makes it easier to do than ever. So I wanted to look up honorable. Now, I will say this to you time and time again. I am not going to try to pronounce this word. I'm not going to even go into it. Anyway, we can look at this and it says precious, most precious, more precious, dear, honorable, had in reputation, as a great price precious, held in honor, esteemed especially dear. Yo, marriage is something that, you know how Birdman said in that Breakfast Club interview, marriage is something that God said, you're going to put some respect on it. Put some respect on marriage. Marriage is disparaged today. And I actually find it kind of crazy. Like, why is marriage looked at with such a disparaging reputation in this day and age? I understand divorce rates are high. I get it. I'm divorced myself. I didn't want to be divorced. It is what it is. Things happen. But why is marriage looked at with such disdain? You say marriage and people are like, ugh. When I got here, I've recently moved, and when I got here, random conversation when I was moving into my complex, and I'm trying to remember who I was interacting with, but anyway, the way the conversation went is just small talk, small talk about my history. Yeah, I'm divorced. And the person said to me, I want to say it was either congratulations or something to that effect. Now, they might have been being sarcastic, and I understand that, but hidden within that sarcasm is a deep-seated falsehood that we've accepted as truth. Marriage is looked at as some kind of by thing. We saw what the Bible said. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. How is it that we have morphed into this Alice in Wonderland where the single person that's going out sleeping with everybody they can set their eyes on is championed? Like, this is the person we champion. But the person who is married and seeks to be faithful and stays married is somehow seen as the villain. What earth am I on right now? What the heck is going on? I understand some people are single and they're doing their thing, and I understand that not everybody subscribes to or believes the Bible. I get that, and I understand that. That doesn't change the fact that even if you didn't believe the Bible, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Marriage is a great thing. Even if you're not a believer in the Bible, marriage is still a great thing. But with that being said, I'm a Bible believer, so this is what we're going with. One of the first things God instituted when he created Adam and Eve was marriage. This is a great thing. One of God's first institutions. And yet it's looked at with disdain. What is even more shocking to me is the people who proclaim themselves Bible believers that look upon marriage with disdain. Look, I'm not speaking to you from a high horse. I'm not speaking to you from a high horse at all. That doesn't change the fact that the Bible says what it says. You know what's confusing to me? This is what's confusing to me. People will have a negative outlook on something biblical or the Bible or Christianity in general, and what they will cite is hypocrites. When you proclaim someone a hypocrite, here's what you're acknowledging. You're acknowledging that yes, the Bible says one thing and this person is living another way. So you acknowledge that, yeah, this person is not holding to what the Bible says. So that's going to keep you from accepting the Bible truth. That's going to keep you from salvation, a hypocrite. Because they're not right. You're going to say, well, God, I was going to, accept your son, but this person's not living right. So I'm good. So you're going to rest your eternal soul. You're going to rest your stability on somebody else's faults. I don't know. To me, that's kind of foolish. There's a lot of hypocrites in a lot of areas with a lot of things, but I'm not going to rest my belief on the heels of a hypocrite. I'm going to stick with what the word says. Marriage is honorable in all, and a bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. That's what the Bible says, man. I didn't write it. Why do we look at the Bible teaching of marriage, and why do we look at marriage with such disdain? Well, I have an opinion on that. I think this is exactly what the devil intended. You might not believe the Bible. I always say this because I know when people hear certain things, they might be inclined to think, well, I don't even believe the Bible, so I don't believe the devil exists. You can believe that. The devil is a real entity. who flips things upside down. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. What is one of the things that the devil said to Eve? Yea, hath God said? It's always, look, when I get in my mind, when I'm reading my Bible or just in general going through my day to day, and a thought comes to my mind when I'm doing something, and I say to myself, well, does the Bible really teach that? I approach that thought with caution, just because I know what happened in the Garden of Eden. So I go to the Word, and my philosophy is, regardless of what I like or don't like, regardless of what I want to believe or don't want to believe, if the Bible says it, that's it. That settles it. Anyway, that's my thought for today. Don't really got much else. Stay frosty, people.